Now is the best time to pick up or even return to ZENLESS Zone Zero for this one reason. And it's not because they're giving out free login pools, not because there's an insanely OP unit on banner, nor is it because there is any new content or events. So Josh, if there's no free pulls for me to gacha with, nor any new content to come out, why should I even download the game or even give it another go? Well, it all comes down to one single word that is going to encompass every reason that we talk about here today on why you should return or pick up ZENLESS Zone Zero, and that is momentum. Whether you're a fresh new player to gacha games, a veteran in the space, or even a content creator, which, hey, if you're watching this video, chat and make sure to go keep supporting your streamer and hey, make sure to follow and subscribe, But what is this momentum, and why is it so important that we start now versus in Season 3, when there's so much content in a month that's upcoming as of this recording? And the answer all comes down to time and momentum. In my experience, it's always better to start ongoing live games during down patches, as it gives you time to build up the momentum you need to prepare for the next big wave. As a creator who has covered gacha games like ZENLESS, a little bit of HSR and Woo-Wah, and where it all started with Genshin, time and momentum is always against players who are returning and or new to the game. And the best time to start our live service gacha games are during patches when the content is a little bit slower and more digestible for you to enter into. Let's begin with one of the biggest factors that folks will start or play gacha games for, and that's the characters and the gacha. Yes, who doesn't love pulling for their favorite waifus or husbandos? Let me know down in the comments if you guys have played ZENLESS before, which character got you into playing the game. With any game, we are going to have to build up those resources. In ZENLESS, it's polychromes, and well, things here are sweeter than most, but still require the work. So let's take a relatively recent example with ZENLESS Zone Zero, in particular with the late December and January patch of 2.5, which was our mid-anniversary patch. This update was epic, with its grand close of the mainline Season 2 story quest, a ton of events, gifts, and of course the release of the best Season 2 DPS character, Jshoea. This patch was very forgiving in that it lasted 5 weeks, with Jshoea being on banner for its entirety, alongside a rerun banner of 3 units in Sambi Alice, who had her first rerun at the time, and one of the best supports who is still viable today in Yao. And alongside all of that, we also got a free Labubu in Xiao, with her banner also spanning the entire patch. And you thought I was done? As this patch, we also introduced the new character collection redeem shop, whereby we build up these tickets by spending and or pulling M6s of any S rank unit, that being the Mindscapes, Eidolons, or Constellations for you Hoyo heads out there. And with the available pool came the standards and 2 older limited units in Chinggis Pingus and Janeth of Do, both of whom are very highly sought after picks from that shop, alongside every single one of the corresponding unit signatures. This was a breakthrough, and even though it's not as accessible for the F2Ps as you'd like, if you are a consistent player, at some point you'd be able to get access to this, as it is permanent, so no need to FOMO, folks. But Josh, why go through all this trouble to lay this out? Well, if you count the available S-rank units to pick up from the singular patch, it would be 6 units, 2 limiteds, 3 reruns, and 1 almost given redeem shop unit. And if you spent, you could get a 7. Sorry, it's a reflex at this point. So let me ask you, if you were a new player to this game who would start on day 1 of the patch, how many of the S rank units do you think a new player with barely any experience in the game could grab? 2, maybe 3, if you're lucky with the pulls, but that's not even considering weapons, which is a whole other ballgame. All this to say that polychromes actually don't grow on trees, and if we were to actually tally the available upfront amount of polychromes, the total would only be around 30 pulls or so. This is including multi-day logins and other mail shenanigans, but remember, let's keep this number in mind. As you might expect, we just mentioned the 30 odd so free pulls. Well, there wasn't actually just 30 available pulls in version 2.5. There were actually just slightly under 150 pulls, if you don't count the internet pass, stemming from new content alone. This leading to our very first point that if we were to start earlier, we'd be able to, firstly, get all the permanent polychromes that have been in the game to begin with and have ample time to progress into the account to push towards the new available content. Yes, over 150, which could almost but guarantee 2 S rank pulls. But you'd only be able to reach that if you were caught up with the story and unlocked all the new holo exploration zones, done all the events, dailies, weeklies, endgame like Sjhoea defense and deadly assault. This would be nigh impossible to touch, let alone complete if you just had started in that patch. And funny enough, they just came out with a new tool for you to actually view all the polychromes available to you, current patch and permanent. And whew, looks like I'm going to be needing to do some achievement hunting in Holo Zero. With so many gacha games out there and so many characters to grab, it can feel overwhelming. Trust me, I know. Well, that's where today's sponsor comes in. Aniba. Aniba is the best place to top up for our gacha faves. All we have to do is put in our UID, region, select your package, and in no time flat, we're back in business. And the savings are pretty sweet because depending on your region, you can get upwards of 60% cash back. And Aniba's amazing Trustpilot rating, you can top up with confidence alongside 24/7 customer support. They're here for us, folks. With 30,000... I'm sorry, seriously? Dude, that's nuts. Well, 30,000 digital products and growing, make sure to sign up to Aniba with me so that we can start saving you more cha-ching. Click the link below to let Aniba know they sent you, and thanks to Aniba for supporting the channel. But for someone who would start now to prepare for the new Season 3 this month would be spending running through story, finishing events, and collecting polys, and even building characters, which we'll get to shortly, to help you gain access to more content and thus more polls for you to use to grab these next amazing characters. See, in Season 3, we are getting 3 new characters confirmed, those being Valina, the new Wind Anomaly unit, Norma, who seems to be a solid supporting castmate that is fire and stun, and then a free S rank attack ether unit that is tied to the story in Pyrois. I won't exactly spoil their story significance, but just know that we already have 3 units on the docket. And just like how we had a rerun banner in the half anniversary, don't be surprised that in 3.0 or as late as 3.1 that we can see a very similar format pop up, allowing you to pull for certain highlighted older units. And oh my gosh, I haven't even mentioned the rework units. Yup, since Season 2 started, the devs have been occasionally buffing and retooling older units, who either could be available as banner units, but also be slapped into the collection redeem shop that I mentioned earlier, making the available count of units double or even triple. So, with the past as our guide and near future of an all-new season marked on our calendars, it's time we take this opportunity to position ourselves to grab as much premium currency to pull and grab some new units for our box. Yet, is it enough to just pull for these new or refurbished units? How are you even going to use them without proper resources and materials to build them? In comes point number 2, and that's character progression. As many other folks and gacha gurus will say, hey, you've got to pull for this unit. It's OP, you basically win the game if you get them. I don't make the rules. Jesus Christ, I write that in the script. Well, getting the character is only step 1, as you'll have to not only pull them, but level the unit to 60, then work on their core material for the core passive, grab chips for skill level ups, grab 6 drive discs that at least generally complement the character with main stats that align with their purpose, and the weapon, or what we call W engine in ZENLESS, that not only each require their own material to build, but also Denny's, which is the universal money currency in the game, which most characters will cost multi-millions to get to what folks consider a usable build. If you ask most gacha players, they know that it takes time to build a unit. They just aren't given to you with all the specs and stuff built in. So as far as data that I'm aware of, from scratch, an average player can take around 2 weeks to genuinely build a unit to what most would consider high-end build. That's 2 weeks that you might not have once the going gets tough and you are bombarded with 3+ units, let alone starting with 1. And with Zenless, they tend, but not always, to make units pair well with each other in a close proximity. For the returners out there, Yeshenguang and Zhao, as mentioned earlier, are a pair. Alice and Yuzaha, Aryasuna and Nangong, the list goes on. Many units within a short period of time will be accessible, and if you want to get the best out of the game, and you generally like certain factions or groups of characters, or a certain playstyle, you're going to need to buckle in and prepare your build resources prior. So like we mentioned the grocery list before, that's Denny's investigative logs for character building, W engine modules, drive disk capsules, chips, seals, advanced core level up mats, green beans, potatoes, tomatoes, you name it. All just to get a taste of the mid to late game. And if you're still watching this video, that means you're up for the task. I know I make it sound very, very daunting, but it is very achievable. As of this recording, we just ended a 2x drive disk farming bonus. In another few weeks, 2x level materials will come around, more events to gather up Denny's and other character mats. And with dailies and weeklies under your belt, you'll be able to build your core team and have some in the bank to progress fast when we hit the ground running in Rescalifer. That's the new region. As far as pulling and building characters, if this video gets 1,000 likes, I'm gonna release the very anticipated 3.0 prep farm guide that's gonna show you guys what to farm, how to farm, and how to more effectively and efficiently do so. I know a ton of you guys have been waiting for me to release that video, and if anything, this video is very much a precursor to it. So make sure to hit that subscribe button as we trailblaze the 35K and continue to put out new entries into our Season 3 prep series. Now, speaking for myself, over the past year, I've definitely grown a much more keen eye and greater appreciation and respect for good storytelling. One last big reason to start playing now is so that you can get a proper experience with the game while we're still wrapping up Season 2. And no, I'm not saying Season 2 was near good storytelling, but what I can say is that the overall essence of ZENLESS, its characters, the way that they're so goofy, yet brings out the best in us, teaches us life lessons, and allows us to cry with them. The characters and the stories that they hold are a huge reason as to why I love ZENLESS Zone Zero so much. And in order to really get an appreciation for the game, you can't go guns a-blazing and skip through all the cutscenes. However tempting that is. Learning more about the quirks of the characters and the world allows for you to truly get an appreciation for the world building the devs have done with the game, as I personally think that the world of Near Eridu is one of the coolest out there amongst the many available gachas. And with Rescalifer coming up, I can't wait to see more. But for you who's returning or even starting anew with this game, it's really important that you get the basics of what this world is, the history of the proxies, as well as a bit more backstory to the inner workings of Ether and other phenomena in the world. This base understanding will allow you to dive so much deeper into Season 3, as it's lined up to arguably be one of the deepest chapters we've gotten lore-wise. This season will include 2 legacy characters, a handful of eclectic and powerful entities that it seems like this season is going to open up the power scaling of the game to a whole new level. Like how when Dragon Ball started to go Super Saiyan, and then the whole universe started to introduce folks like Frieza, Majin Buu, you name it. The world of ZENLESS is opening up so much wider than what we had initial in the first 2 seasons, with new friends, foes, a whole region in the sky, weird bang boos with long legs that'll literally haunt our dreams, and a goth ABG e-girl who just can't stop sucking the soul out of sorry, I told you guys I wouldn't spoil the story. So with so much to look forward to, it's like how your best friend will suggest you to recap or watch the first season of a show to get ready for the next. But don't worry, this ZENLESS season is going to be cinema. Unlike some other new seasons. I'm looking at you, One Punch Man. Apologies, as that is an interesting note to leave off this video with. But in summation, preparing currency to pull new characters, building your own units, and making meaningful progress in the game as well as with your own experience, all of which has to do with time, are momentum based. starting to build up the dailies and weekly routines, getting you accustomed to the game, and just having fun within the world. All of that build up will allow you to experience the new region in the best way possible. So, are you ready to jump into ZZ? As for me, I'll be streaming a ton of ZENLESS over on our Twitch streams. We're going to be doing a bunch more playthroughs, fun events, collabs. We literally have a wacky game show tomorrow that I'm hosting with a couple other content creators. And we're going to be doing a bunch of fun events for you guys. So make sure to join us on the Twitch and even YouTube live streams. And throughout each week, the announcement should be up by now, but we are going to be running an Internaut Pass giveaway to those who watch this video, as well as the rest of our Season 3 prep videos. We're going to be giving away Internaut Passes in the comments, so make sure to stick along for the ride. And as we wrap up here, my name is Josh. Hey, YouTube thinks you'll like one of these videos, so make sure to go check them out. Hey, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you